This
I'm
is the
recording.
quoter. Doesn't really get
You're not sharing the screen, by the way.
okay. For some reason, I couldn't log into my other laptop, so I'll
Okay.
show this. All right, cool. So this is the quoter. Now we do have two. We got two different options. The FEX quotes is, in my opinion, I don't think new agents should use it. This one's going to be easier. It's going to give more accurate rates.
Yeah, let's just skip it, dude.
But
I think
yeah,
we gotta silo everybody. $30 a month if you can't afford that, we
yeah,
don't.
and I think it's got like a 2 week free trial or something anyway. So,
Okay.
um, all right. So this is the quoter. Personally, I will whenever I'm on the dialer, I'm gonna share my full screen so you can see. This definitely helps me a lot. We'll do. Let me pull up the. Of course. All right. Well, my login isn't working, but I'll split my screen 50-50 whenever I'm on calls to have the dialer on one side and the quoter on the other. That way, you're not flipping through tabs and confusing yourself.
Okay.
At least in the beginning. This is how it goes. So while you're on needs analysis with a client,
Oh,
trying to figure out exactly
real quick, Landon.
what they're going to be needing.
Wait.
Um, let's say, for the sake of the example, you're on the
Hey,
phone with the client.
Landon, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm only looking at insurance toolkits right now. I can't see your whole screen.
Okay. What I was going to do. Let
Do
me
you want
log
to
into this
do
one.
you want to share your whole screen and then just put them side by side?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
I'll have to log into what's his faces real quick. Oh, jeez.
Take your time. You're good. I'm just gonna say hi to Christina real quick.
All right. Okay.
Actually,
Here we go.
Landon, real quick, because Christina doesn't know anybody, so I just kind of want to I've been itching to tell somebody about what we're working on with this. Remember, these videos are gonna be private, Landon, so I'm not sharing this with anybody. But
All good.
yeah, but look how crazy this is. So this kid is cracked out of his freaking mind on ads, like running paid ads. And he didn't know, but one of the carriers he just got for the first time. I've had this for a couple years now, but one of the carriers has a link where if you click on, did I tell you about this? If there's a link that if they click on it and they sign up, you get full commission as though you sold it. So yeah, so like basically you don't need to talk to anybody. And I mean, yeah, really cool. I won't go into all the details of like what he did about it because the kid is an actual psychopath. But um, but this is the numbers. Show. No, the website is already built and everything. He did rebuild it for really advanced marketing reasons. But for right now, just assuming these are like terrible metrics. So right here, this is like running the ads as they are right now. And we did run an ad already, and we already made a sale within the first ad, the first day. So daily spend right now, $100 a day. These are all the metrics. You don't need to know, obviously, all this shit, right? But with all of that being said, this would be estimated monthly profit.
Those are uh, those are pretty sandbagged too. I'll be
Yeah.
honest.
What's up?
I'm trying to be very conservative with the estimates, but
This is for insurance, but we don't even need to talk to anybody anymore. So it's just we run an ad, you see it, you click on it, you sign yourself up for life insurance. I get full commission, and on $100 a day, I mean that's $3,000 a month to make at bare minimum $100,000 a month. Facebook ads, yeah. He's already cracked out of his mind on Facebook ads, so he knows how to do it. So he just Oh, I mean, he'll probably run on Facebook, Instagram. Maybe one day we'll bleed into like TikTok or YouTube or something. But yeah, but like imagine making 100K a month. You don't like you have a license, but you don't talk to anybody. Yeah. So what we're doing right now is we're still building out all the trainings and because we still want to build this team for like residuals and just in case the ad changes whatever. But in the background, he's building this so that basically we'll be able to fund you know, 800 agents, we can fund them. You know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah, like, and that's he wanted me to tell you. He can hear me. He said tell her the metrics are sandbagged, meaning like sandbag, meaning like bad. This is the he put in like every conversion metric is as if though it underperformed. So that's all like basically what I just showed you is conservative. Yeah. Mhm.
No, it's
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you're good. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm definitely. I'll be real. I'll be honest with you. Just real talk, real low key talk. Where me and this is why I'm telling you is because me and him told each other. Him, and his brother are the only three people that are going to know about this. We're not telling a single soul. Yeah, yeah. I'm just like we want to like we're gonna because that's $100 a day. Imagine if I just spend $500 a day. You know what I'm saying? Like that's like yeah, like we're talking about fuck you money. So we're just trying to keep this under wraps because we don't want anybody to know. Yeah, especially our own agents, because as soon as you make a ton of money, your agent's like, well, why am I not getting fit? Why am I not getting, you know? So, yeah. Anyways, sorry, I just landed. I had to tell somebody.
no, you're good. I'll be honest,
Yeah.
I've been itching.
Oh,
I'm
I
losing
know.
my mind.
Yeah, bro.
I've been which
Gotta hold on.
I'll give you the full like update on it tonight, but
Yeah, yeah. We'll do it after we stop
holy shit,
recording this.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah, but like I said,
No,
I'm
it's
not, this
insane.
isn't going anywhere. All right, cool. So, all right, so we have the layout, agent, ready mode. We got final expense. Let's get after it. Let's get this recorded, right?
All right.
Um,
So this is basically like when I dial, this is the setup that I usually have.
mhm,
I'll keep the dialer on one side. I'll actually get a pickup real quick. This is on that new guy's dialer. I had to log into his
mhm,
because mine is still glitched out. But I'll get a pickup real quick and in the call. And so you'll be able to see what type of information that you're given on the right hand side. And that usually whenever somebody, as soon as they start talking, if they're, you get past the initial resistance of an intro, I'll immediately start filling their information in on the left side. Um, he only has one state on his dialer. I don't know exactly how long this is going to take, but we'll should be fairly quick. Let's see. Give me just a second. Anyway, while we're waiting on that, um, this is why another reason, just a little side note, I recommend people get more states just because it's
mhm,
just going to make your day go so much better. You know. Anyway, so on the left hand side here, you're going to have the date of birth, coverage amount option, or premium. So I personally don't pitch it this way. I think it just sounds better when you're talking about $20,000, $50,000, whatever. I think it gets their gears turning a little bit more than $100 a month. It just doesn't. It's not the best talking point to get. Whenever you first started quoting these people.
mhm,
Let's just say, for the sake of example, you have gone through the full needs analysis. You've figured out, okay, this person is looking for 15,000 to leave to his kids. He wants to leave his three daughters. He's leaving 5,000 to each of them. Wants to make sure he gets burial expenses covered. Blah blah blah. All right, so we're gonna put in 30,000. Then the state that they're in. So whichever. For this example, we'll put Ohio. With male female, usually you'll be able to tell.
mhm.
That's usually not too difficult. Birthday, get them to confirm date of birth. I always, instead of just you'll have their birthday on the lead sheet, but sometimes these leads will mess up. Sometimes a bad batch will get uploaded, and birthdays are thrown off. Whatever. It's rare, but it does happen every now and then. So that's why I always ask people just confirm, because it definitely starts to call off to the wrong foot if you're like,
Yep.
all right, sir, and your birthday is November 15th, and they're like, no, May 4th. Where'd you get that from? And you're like,
Yeah.
it just doesn't sound too good, especially considering they filled out this info. So you know, anyway, go ahead and get them to confirm their date of
Mhm.
birth. Say, okay, cool, November 30th, whatever, 1955. Oh, 1955. Height, weight, I don't really worry about in the intro. This is a new update that they just put in. It's not really necessary for initial quotes. And then smoking, where they use cigarettes, other nicotine products, whichever. Let's say, for the example, this guy's 70, male, smoker, Ohio, $30,000. Does he have any health conditions? Now, this is where it'll give you specific, you know, policy types that their coverage options, whether they're going to be graded, modified, preferred, standard, etc. Let's say for this one, this gentleman has diabetes. That's a very common one. Now, with diabetes, once you're going into the medical questions, it'll give you a couple follow-up questions to ask the clients. Let's say their date of last treatment was whatever 2022. This would be questions that you're asking the client. Okay, and roughly when was the date of your last diagnosis? Whatever, 2018. You use any insulin? Let's say no. Any uncontrolled diabetes? No. Let's say medications? No. Is the prospect taking 3 or more medications? No. And then A1C readings. Let's say no, 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 and then get a quote. So
Yeah, we absolutely need a calculator or a matrix sheet, bro. 100%.
yeah, absolutely. And this is kind of interesting. I don't know why the dial is going so slow. Maybe because it's Sunday. I don't know. Also, these are California, so it's also early in the morning. Let me try to restart this. Let me see. All right, it says background dialing, so we'll see. Now, so for this example, you're going to have the cheapest quote that pops up to the top. So in this situation, be American Amicable. Now, if you want to kind of get a range of quotes, if the client isn't exactly sure on exactly what they want, because obviously money is going to be playing a factor into this. You got to make sure it's comfortable on a month-to-month basis. Let's say that this gentleman originally wanted $30,000 for X, Y, and Z, but $289 a month is a little too expensive. You can get this adjusted. Say, okay, yeah, no worries. So that $30,000. If you saw what I did on this last page here, you can either hit EAP, and this will bring you straight to the American Amicable website where you can log in and do your application, or you can compare quotes where you don't have to go through that full cycle all over again. So it'll give you 3 options. So okay, so that $30,000 option was too expensive for you. How about we look, or you can ask the client then. All right, so what would be a more comfortable? I'm really not looking to spend over 150, whatever. And you say, okay, so how about we look at 20,000? Oh, there we go. All right, so just got to pick up. That popped up on your screen too, right?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, cool. So I just hung up on this person pretty fast, but this is what the pickups are going to look like. You'll be able to see, you'll have an intro script here on the right-hand side. I personally don't recommend using it.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Are we able to adjust that?
Yeah, we can do that.
I was thinking, what if we put our script in there for those that have a really small monitor?
Yeah,
And
we can do that too.
you know what I mean? Like if they just have a tiny little computer and they can't have toolkits and the script open and the dialer open at once, they can at least have the dialer and toolkits, and that's it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We can get that put together. And there's some new buttons up here. I actually don't know what these. Uh, okay. Interesting. Maybe this is like originally for real estate. Who knows? Who knows? That stuff isn't important right now. This is the important stuff. So right here is the information that you're going to be given. You're going to have the campaign that is coming from, which is honestly kind of irrelevant. Date of birth of the client. 99% of the time it is accurate, but like I said, I always say go ahead and confirm your date of birth rather than reading their date of birth off to them, because once in a while you're going to get unlucky, gets the call off to a bad foot. It doesn't sound very professional getting given the wrong date of birth immediately. Make sure to get them to confirm first. City, San Gabriel, California, zip code. Now the address in particular I've never had a situation where the address is wrong. So that's why in the script it's worded, okay, and want to make sure information is correct before we got to mail it to the house. You're still on us at 1531 Abbott Avenue. Worst case scenario, it's an address that they had maybe a couple months ago and they just recently moved. I've had that happen a couple of times, but I've never had like a completely wrong address, Email, not really necessary in this situation, and obviously their first and last name. So you're going to be given some ammunition per se to use whenever you first get on the calls. It really does help to confirm those details to get your footing into the door. To actually get to the point to where you're having quotes. Now back to insurance toolkits here. Let's say that $30,000 quote was too much, $289 a month or whatever. It's coming up too high, and you want to give them a couple other options to look around. So let's say that we agree on, okay, Mr. George, we're gonna look at a couple other options that may be more comfortable for you. How about I'll pull up a couple new rates. So get this pulled up, and we'll see right here, 20,000, 15,000 be closer around his price range. All right, good news. So whatever, Mr. George, got an option for you here. Now we can get you full $15,000 of coverage. Now, of course, it's not going to be exactly what these people want. They were originally looking for 30, but the way I always like to frame it is, here's the good news. Once we got you a rate locked in, obviously we want to make sure this is comfortable for you. We can always add to this later on. But in the meantime, this is gonna take care of any burial expenses that you have. Your daughters aren't gonna be coming out of pocket, and we're able to save you a good bit of money doing taking this route instead. Now, American Amicable's got an offer for you, full $15,000. It's gonna be guaranteed, day one payout, or day one coverage. That's gonna be just $146 a month. How's that sound? Whatever. Now, at this point in the call, like, it's pretty simple. It's not like the people don't want the coverage, just finding a price that works for them. And this specific tool does help a lot. Very rarely are you going to nail the price first try, where you say, okay, and that $30,000, that's going to be $289 a month. How's that sound? And they're like, yeah, perfect. It'll happen sometimes, but you do need to know how to pull up additional quotes pretty quick. Let me see here. Yeah, toolkits in and of itself, I mean, American Amicable is just going to be the cheapest one for people who smoke, but let's just say he doesn't. Let's see what else would pop up. Royal Neighbors, Foresters, we also have these, Mutual Omaha. Same thing applies, EAP is going to bring you straight to this. If they do agree to the price, you can always click on that. It's going to bring you straight there, so you don't need to be fumbling around with applications and different tabs and different bookmarks and things.
By the way, are these only carriers that you actually have?
This one in particular, I think somebody's been playing with it. I don't know. I think maybe somebody's using my login right now because I know I have Royal Neighbors, Mutual, American Home Life. I don't know what Bankers is. We don't use them. American Amicable. We did have United Home Life for a second. SBLI, Transamerica. So yeah, these are just carriers I have, but we also have additional ones. You can always add and subtract carriers from this coding tool.
But it takes you to the EAP, not just like the generic EAP, but it takes you to the EAP with your producer login and all that, right? Like it's
Correct. Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it does. And this is another thing. So once you start adding additional products to this, if let's say you're quoting a client and maybe like throughout the needs analysis, you realize maybe this person is still working. They're not retiring for another 15 years. They have a mortgage, and maybe they want to either double up on policies, get a term and a whole life, which, by the way, a lot of the truckers in particular do prefer to do. That's another great option. Up here in the top, you simply just click this tab. You have med supplement if you want. Obviously, we don't work with that now, but we, in the future, you can add that onto it too. Or term, IUL. Go to term. It's the same idea here. Face amount, let's say $20,000. Oh, not the. Say $20,000. Male, Texas, birthday. Let's say 11, whatever, 15, 19, whatever, 83. Dude, why is my button's not working? 1983. And then let's say no nicotine use and no medical history. I have a couple different options that pop up here. Actually, I don't know if I've adjusted my carriers for term yet, so I'll have to do that. But same idea applies for term and whole life.
When you say adjusting
the only
carriers, what do you mean?
What's that?
When you say adjusting your carriers, what do you mean?
I'll show you. So up here, this is something everybody will have to get set up whenever they first start. You hit customize character or carriers, and so right now all these are turned on. This is all for term. Well, that's weird.
But it's gonna hopefully take you to the site, right, and make you log in or something.
No. So in your browser, it's already going to save your information. Like on American Amicable. Let's go to. Okay, that's nice. Let's do American Amicable real quick. This one automatically brings you in to the login page
Mm-hmm.
for your specific user number. What I would recommend everybody before they get on the dialer, you get your first logins, so you're not fumbling around like crazy. Log into the application and make sure that your browser saves your username and password, so that way you're not fumbling around with all that stuff while you're on the phone with people.
But like if you go to
But
Mojo of Omaha, it skips the whole login page, right? Or no? Doesn't it go to
uh,
just straight to iGo?
let's see.
Oh no. Okay.
Um, yeah, it's
So,
right here.
oh, that's a bummer. Okay. So it's not taking you. Got it. I will
Yeah,
say,
it brings you to the login page, but
okay, not the actual app itself. Okay.
if somebody wants to use, if you rather use bookmarks or whatever, I mean, there's no.
Mm,
I know people who go either way, but
yeah.
personally, I just always have had my username and password saved in my browser.
Yeah. No, that's fine. We can train him on that. I was just saying, I was just wondering if that's how it was, because Infinity,
Mhm.
or Integrity, um, they just came out with for FFL, they came out with where you put all of your carriers in, and then you click on it, it'll take you into the actual application, like as though you're starting
Oh,
it. Yeah.
well, that's nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's all
that
good
is
though.
nice.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll keep that hush hush and we'll just focus on
Well, I mean,
football.
if you got an option for that, that'd be
Yeah,
sick.
but then they're
But
gonna have to submit it through FFL, so yeah,
yeah,
we'll talk about that at some point here. I have a feeling, man. You do the agency contract and stuff. You get, you and me both just get dual contracted on both sides. Then,
cool.
essentially, what we could do is just move like if an agent's like, I wanna, it's like we'll just release them. You know what I mean? Like I don't mind releasing people from FFL, putting them over Ascent, or releasing Ascent people. Go to FFL as long as you're getting the overrides on both ends. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So, but we can figure that out down the road. But yeah, the only thing I can think of obviously is like the Jake Wamba stuff. I don't feel like he cares. He told me he doesn't, but obviously once the team gets to a certain size, he's gonna be like, all right, bro, what are we doing? Um,
Right. Of
yeah.
course.
All right, cool. Anything else on toolkits that someone needs to go over?
On toolkits, that pretty much covers it. I mean, as long as they remember to ask the health questions and then obviously
Mm.
pay attention during the needs analysis for what the client is wanting. It's pretty self-explanatory, pretty straightforward.
Are they
Now
coming in? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was about to say we can go over the dialer a little bit more. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
we need to do that
the
too.
dialer in and of itself is another. I mean, nobody really struggles with this, but obviously I want to give them a quick rundown on it.
Yeah,
Um,
real fast though. On toolkits, I think we're good there. Oh, is the pre-qualification questions, is that in um is that in the script, the questions to ask on toolkits?
yes.
Okay.
So I sent you it should all be in there.
Okay.
Basically goes over, yeah, just general medical conditions. Obviously, it doesn't dive in as far in depth as the application itself,
Yeah,
but
that's
for
fine.
any major stuff that would cause like, hiccups,
Yeah.
yeah, it takes care of that.
Oh, okay. Oh, one sec. Okay. Thank you so much. All right, sorry, I just had to tell her something. Okay, cool. Um, yeah, let's go over the dialer now.
Okay, sweet. So dialer, now this is a brand new one. I'm not going to have call logs on this one, obviously, because we don't have any call logs, but everything else could be covered pretty quickly. So
Or I guess maybe can we
this,
just show them where to go for call logs so they know
yeah,
how,
yeah,
how
yeah.
to pull them?
I need to text Elliot and get my other login back so I can show what
Yeah.
everything looks
I
like.
need to get a login too.
Yeah, I'll get you one. So let me go through this real quick. Like I just
Yeah.
had a pickup. Of course, this one only has one state on it, so it's going to be a lot slower than if you have 40, for example. But all good. I'm gonna get another pickup here, and then I'll kind of walk through how the how to disposition calls and things like that.
Mhm.
Or I guess for the sake of it, I don't know if we'll just do this. Okay. So let me click. Oh, well, it's because it's not logged. I can't click on it. Yeah, let me get a pickup real quick, and then I'll go
Yeah.
back through it.
Yeah, we'll just be patient. I'd rather just do it like
Yeah.
click by click. What am I doing? Where am I going? Then after you get the pickup, there's some other tools I wanted to ask you about.
Yeah. I mean, apart from the applications, these are the main ones. I mean, we have Agent View 2, but I don't know if we're going to be using that for the new guys.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, there's a whole other software that I have I think I told you about it, but I have a demo call with later this week. Who honestly, it looks like much more of a professional software than Agent View,
Mhm.
and I'm sure that there's some type of API thing that we could make to integrate it with Discord too. So
Before you buy it though, let me just remind me. Let me try and get that guy.
okay, cool. So there is there's a pickup. So again, this is what um,
Wait.
the lead forms are going to look like.
Okay.
So
Mhm.
Mary Delgado. I have obviously have her phone number, address, went over all that stuff. State and zip code, and then client date of birth. So super super simple. Obviously, I hung up on this one pretty quickly,
Mhm.
but let's say if I were on a call right now, it would give me a couple options. Actually, I can do a little bit of live dialing. I'll see if I can get somebody on. It might take a second, just because this dialer is so slow, but I can kind of do like a full walkthrough video, or I can kind of record that on my own time.
Like how to
Um,
disposition it.
yeah, or I could just like share my screen and be on the call, go through the quotes as I'm talking to everybody or talking to them. Just kind of record like a live dial
That
sale
would be
or
fucking awesome.
yeah, I can do that today actually. This dialer is slow as hell, but
The
I'm
amount
pretty
of
sure we can
agents
get.
that have told me they would love that, like a full A to just watching me prospect and then full
Yeah,
pitch A to Z.
yeah, I can do all that today. Try to get a sale off of this. Um, But yeah, it's actually very, very simple. So this is your lead sheet. This is what's going to pop up. You have a couple different options here. So let's say this client, for example, I don't know what that looks like. The button wasn't even supposed to be there. Um, this client, for example, let's say that we're talking. We're going through toolkits. We're going through the quoting the prices and everything. All sounds well. She wants to go through with it. We make a sale. Um, Very, very simple. If it's sold, just hit complete sale. I feel like most people can figure that one out. If this person were to just hang up in my face, we can just put not interested or hung up. If it was, now personally, I don't recommend agents doing appointments because 90% of the time these people aren't going to show up for appointments. It's just not even worth, wasting your time. But let's just say, for example, we had somebody who I've got through all the way through the application. They're not home. They don't have the mobile app to their bank. They can't find their checkbook, whatever. Whatever the case may be as to why the call can't close then and there. Or maybe a spouse has access to bank accounts and they don't. Things of that nature. Um, what you can do is you can take these leads outside of the lead pool, so other agents won't be able to get in contact with them. So I can hit callback, I can click callback, and then save in. It'll automatically update here. It's going to say confirm follow-up settings. I can save it in my files, and then you can set a time to call back. So let's say me and Miss Mary here, we agreed that her husband's going to be home, whatever, 4 o'clock this evening, and give her a call back then, and then we'll finish everything off. I definitely don't recommend making a habit about this because a lot of people will not answer the phone. But if you have a client that you need taken out of the lead pool, it'll stay in here for as long as you need until they need to. I think honestly it'll hold it for like 60 days. But if you can't make a sale within 60 days of a client, then you probably ain't gonna do it.
Sorry. Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry. Say again, Landon.
Oh, good. But yeah, I was just going to say, so you can take these, put them into your own files. So it'll take it out of the entire lead pool. So any other agent who's on California at that time won't be able to get in contact with this lady. So it'll be only your client. It'll hold it for like 60 days. But like I was saying, if you can't close a call within 60 days, then you probably ain't going to do it ever, So, so we put it as 4 hours, and then we can just hit submit call log. And now if you give it just a second to update, she'll pop up in the top here. Just a second. So yeah, next time that it pops up, you can see Mary Delgado in Anaheim, California with the,
Hello.
Well, shoot. Okay, there's another one. Now it's picking up faster. I think sometimes the dialer kind of like ebbs and flows and how quickly the calls go, but that's kind of irrelevant. So same idea. If I wanted to call this lady back later this evening, we'll put her in. We'll put this guy in hung up. If this lady, you had an appointment with her, need to get back in contact, it'll pop up here at the top, and it'll automatically call her back in 3 hours, or you can just do it manually. Which also real quick, we do have a dial pad down here in the bottom. So if you needed to call a client back, you can use this number.
Will it be the same number that you originally called them off of?
No, probably won't be.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, this does rotate area codes a lot. If it's in the same state, maybe.
Does the dial pad do the same thing? It rotates numbers every time, or is it one set number for the dial pad?
I'm pretty sure it rotates numbers.
Okay.
So that's why I always if I'm on the phone with a client, with these callbacks, I usually don't even call them back on the dialer. I'll just call them back on my personal cell. I make sure that they write that down, and they have my number. They have my contact saved so that they know who's getting back in contact with them. Because I say, it's just not worth calling back from the dialer itself. Now, as far as call logs, if you want to go back through this, you'll be able to see the length. As you can see, we had 3 pickups so far. These calls are all recorded. Of course, none of these are long calls, but you'll be able to see how you dispositioned them. You can adjust the date and time. So let's say we wanted to go through all sales. Like I said, this is a brand new dialer, so ignore some of this stuff for now. But let's say if we wanted to, wait, what the hell? I don't know why. Oh, completed sale. There it is. Obviously, there's no sales on here because this is a brand new dialer, but you can go back, review all of your old sales. If you're struggling, let's say maybe you wanted to, we'll check all again, go to just bank objections or hung up. I got to ask Elliot what's going on here because there used to be a button for bank objections and it should be on here. I didn't see the disposition. Yeah, that's weird. There should be a button for bank objection. They must be working on it right now. They normally do maintenance on Sundays to the dialer if there is maintenance that needs to be done. So, there will be a button for bank objections as well if you have those. I'll get another pickup. I think that basically covers all of it. You'll also have a calendar here. Your appointments will show up on this calendar. If you wanted to set one for, let's say I wanted to change her to a appointment, we can set it for this at any time. Now that'll call her back, Wednesday, December 31st, blah, blah, blah. Let me exit out of this stuff. None of this stuff ever really needs to be adjusted. I'll be honest. This is usually pretty slow. Let's go to, one more thing I did want to mention. This button right here, there's a little wrench in the bottom right-hand corner with this dial pad. Your settings. So if you ever have any issues with the dialer itself, maybe it's not picking up your audio, clients can't hear you, whatever, the adjustments is going to be here. So you can click a network test on the phone. It'll test your connection. I would recommend doing that if it's the first time on the dialer. If you have a mic, make sure it's connected to that mic. I don't have anything connected right now, but here, for example, I'll plug in my headphones real quick. Okay. So let's go to microphone. You can still hear me, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So as you can see, my microphone input just changed, went to external speaker. You can choose if you want that to play through your laptop or your microphone. And then whatever it says, yeah, internal built-in. So ring device. If you have inbound calls, like if you have a client, well, actually that's not even necessary because at least with the old agency, they would run some inbound campaigns on this, but they were so random and sporadic that like it just didn't make sense to continue doing. But you can get inbound calls on these dialers as well. So maybe you'll have a client call you back. And let's say you guys get disconnected and they try to ring you. You'll see it pop up here in the corner. It'll say, Mary Delgado, whatever, at this number is calling. But it also gets routed to everybody else. So that's the kind of the one drawback. I do make sure that like clients have my personal phone number while you're on the call with them, because if for whatever reason this drops and they try to call you back to get back in contact with you, it might get routed to another agent. And of course, being in the agency, you could post that in like the Discord, be like, hey, did anybody get back in contact with so and so? Hopefully somebody responds, but it's really not like an issue anymore.
Okay.
It doesn't really happen much. That's just like worst case scenario if they're driving in the middle of nowhere and the call drops.
Yeah.
Just make sure they have your personal cell phone number in case you do need to get back in contact with them.
Okay.
It skips a lot of bullshit, to be honest.
You mind if we go over real quick the different dispositions real fast?
Yeah. Let me get. We'll do this. Let's see this Michael guy. So hung up, pretty self-explanatory. If the client just ends the call within a minute, says no, I'm good, hang up. Obviously just put that one as hang up. Appointment. You can set these as appointment. The only times I even recommend setting an appointment is if you've already done the application, you've already got them through social. Maybe you're on bank. Like this client is very high intent. You guys have a relationship at this point. You've talked, and maybe for whatever reason they're not at home right now. They can't access their bank account. Their spouse has access. Has all the information regarding the routing and account numbers, things like that, where you've done all the legwork already, and you're just missing one or two pieces of information to complete the sale. That's probably the only time that I would set an appointment.
Okay.
Any other time, especially in an intro where somebody's like, yeah, man, just give me a call back tomorrow. Hey, we'll never, ever, ever, ever show up for that. I promise it's not even worth doing.
Yeah.
It's a bad habit to get into. A lot of people settle for callbacks. I personally don't recommend doing it, but if you absolutely have to, that's how you do it. Same thing with a callback if you want to set, which these are kind of redundant, I'll be honest. Appointment and callback are kind of the same thing.
Okay.
I don't see why they even have both of these options on here, but whatever. Do not call.
Sorry, real quick. If you set an appointment, does it sort of follow up with the person and like remind them of their appointment or anything like that?
No, so there's no like SMS. There's no nothing like that. It's basically for you to do.
Okay.
Keeping a calendar, I guess, is nice if you want. But these, given that this is a one call, one close situation, I personally don't think it's necessary.
Okay.
But that is an option as well. Or if you just trying to think. Oh, here's a good option as well. If you have your own leads and you want like your own custom leads updated to the dialer,
Yeah.
that is a whole nother ball game. Like obviously you want to make sure that those clients are getting, especially if you're paying good money for them, you want to make sure that those obviously number one, aren't getting routed to anybody else, and number two, you're getting as much ROI as possible, you know?
Yeah.
So setting appointments for things like that are a little bit different. Um, but for just general leads, eh, I think it's just too much headache. And then once you get into the habit of doing that, just waste a lot of time. It's not necessary. A lot of the clients won't show up. Yeah, like you're gonna have like a 90% no show rate.
Yeah.
Even the clients that do give you their social, you'll be very surprised. I mean, I've had numerous 30-minute, 40-minute calls. We get through the entire application. They're approved. They're ready to go. They sound all excited about it. They give me their social. We're just waiting on one piece of information or whatever, and you never hear from them again. People drop off the face of the earth. They completely change their mind. That's why, like, you literally have to strike while the iron's hot.
Yeah.
So, um, yeah, definitely don't recommend it. But if you got your own leads and let's say the Facebook leads, maybe they just
Mhm.
haven't answered the phone yet, whatever, and you're just kind of using the dialer as your personal CRM, definitely recommend setting appointments. Like, maybe you're trying to reach them like 3 times a day until they pick up the phone, things like that.
Mhm.
Um, do not call. Uh, I'd reserve these for just like the crash outs. Every now and then you're going to have a crazy person on the phone who's, as soon as they pick up, rah, 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 like it's just not worth dealing with. It's just better for everybody to just get them out of the lead pool. This will take them out, remove them from, so nobody else can contact them.
Mhm.
Or wrong numbers. You'll also have people who, uh, the leads are very good. I think they got them dialed down pretty good, but they're not perfect. You will get the occasional wrong number. Somebody who answers the phone very frustrated. You'll get stuff like that. So any of those people, just put them on a do not call. Don't waste other people's times too. Just get them out of the lead pool.
Mhm.
Completed sale, very self-explanatory. Um, you know, Once everything's good and you got the policy sent off, just mark this, and this will also take them out of the lead pool, so nobody else can reach out to your clients. Not available every now and then, and this is something that the dialer is getting better about. Whenever I first started doing this, it was pretty common that the voicemail sensitivity was wasn't high enough. So what I mean by that is sometimes the dialer will pick up when somebody has like a pre-recorded voicemail versus a sorry, like the general one that I guess like AT&T gives you, where it's like this caller cannot be reached, blah, blah, blah. And
Yep.
it's like instead you'll get the voicemail. It's like, hey, this is George. You can't reach me right now. Like you'll get
Yep.
some of those every now and then, and the dialer tries to. It does its best to get rid of those, but you'll still get a few of them. Anytime you get one of those, just hit not available, and then not interested. Um, Obviously, this is kind of up to their discretion, but um, this will bring people back into the lead pool. Not interested will put people back into the lead pool, but do not call takes them out. Not interested. Um, mm, that's the thing. Like, I don't want to train people to use like do not call button too much because you'd be very, very surprised. You'll see like the contact history. Like, let's see. Okay, so this person is a brand new lead. He hasn't been contacted too much. And they keep the leads in this agency pretty fresh. But when we were at Karma, basically using this exact same system, we would have leads in the dialer for months and months and months. I'm talking 6 months sometimes. And you would see about 20, 30 different calls of people who have maybe they got bank objection, got social objected, uh, you know, they got hung up on 15 times, and then you come by and close them one
Yep.
random day. It does happen a lot, and that's why I don't want to really get into the habit of teaching new agents to just like, oh well, they hung up on you, put
I
them on do
agree.
not call, get them out the lead pool,
I agree.
because obviously one angle can work completely different, one different. You get the idea.
Yep.
Even really good sales reps, like I've closed. I've like there's been top dialers in our agency. Sometimes you just catch people on a bad day. I'll be honest.
Yep.
But there's been like top dialers in our agencies where I've seen that they've been personally hung up on by this person, 4 or 5 times, and
Mhm.
then I just catch them on the right day and they got time to talk and cool, made a sale. Not even saying that the sales process is bad, but sometimes you just get unlucky. Maybe the person's upset, maybe they're busy, whatever, and they don't have time. They'll hang up on you, but those leads will get put back into the pool. So not interested. I would say if any, not interested and hung up. I mean, to be honest, the client should be hanging up on you. You shouldn't be hanging up on them.
if you're the one, if you find yourself as the one who consistently hangs up on the clients, you're doing something fundamentally wrong with
Yep.
your sales process in the first place. So these should technically be the same thing, but I don't even think that button really matters, to be honest. I think
Cool.
like if you're the one hanging up on your clients, something is wrong, you
Mhm.
know? So not interested. I personally
For
don't even believe in
for
this button, to be honest.
okay. So I think we pretty much looks like we got through all of them. So then one other quick question I had, if let's say you do have a set appointment, they're really solid, like you said, all the check boxes are checked. Do you use the appointment setting thing, or would you rather just, because you have their cell phone, would you rather just use like Calendly? You know what I'm saying? Like Calendly, so it
That
reminds
is
them?
something. Yeah, that is something you could definitely do.
Okay.
Now everybody would have to set up their own Calendly account.
Yeah. Which is
You know,
and it's such a rare thing that it's not really a priority. Okay.
yeah,
I'll
but
I'll put it in like week 2, week 3 boot camp or something like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I know in IUL it's probably a lot different. But I've just noticed in this type of sales, like, man, it's not even,
It's not that much different, honestly. It's pretty same.
like the no-show rate, like if
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
I've personally never fallen into that mindset too much, but I know a lot of agents who are like, oh, but the call went great, and
Mhm.
it's a 40-minute call,
The
and
o-
they've got all the info, they've talked about their
mhm.
entire life story, and they're like, cool, I'll give you a call back tomorrow, and then they just get into that habit, and
One thing I
they're
will,
they're good salesmen, but like,
yeah,
damn, they just can't like seal the deal, you know?
one thing I will want to teach them though, actually let me put on here before I forget. One thing I do want to teach them though is I don't teach them to set appointments because they don't show. But I
Mhm,
do teach them to do follow-ups, put it on their calendar, or like, in this case, put it on here so that way it's um, actually, quick question, right? If I put a set appointment on the calendar and let's say after 5 days, 10 days, 20 days, 30 days, whatever, that appointment's passed on the calendar, does that lead get re-released if it hasn't been sold?
um, that is a good question.
Probably should,
Um,
honestly, like if they're doing it right.
I want to say I believe so.
Yeah. So then what I was
Um,
thinking is I'm going to teach the agents to do the follow-up button, right? Because then you have it indefinitely. And then
mhm,
what we would do with that is, and that's what I do here, is then they have a whole separate bucket that they can dial out of. Um, and that separate bucket is it's a missed appointment script that I give them, and that
mhm,
shit is gas. Shit is
yeah,
gas. We have a gas missed appointment script. So then you just
yeah.
call them and you can clean it up. You can clean up all
Mm.
of your follow-ups that
This
way.
is I was just about to say this. That is something that I used to do. I completely forgot I used to do that. But whenever I was like in the, dialer trenches, um, it's very common. There's two types of bank objections. And if an agent is consistently getting the type where they're like, I don't trust you, I don't feel comfortable,
Yeah.
that's a whole different type of objection versus somebody who like is honestly looking for their, account and they're struggling,
Yeah.
Um, but or isn't around it or at work or whatever. So what I always recommend, any bank objection, I set them on like high priority on my callback list, and that's the first leads because it really does start your day off on the right foot. Because a lot of this is it's 95% mental,
Hmm.
starting your day off on the right foot. Like let's say I've dialed 4 pages of calls, it's like roughly 100, and yesterday I had a sale and 2 bank objections.
Hmm.
That's a pretty standard day, that's roughly what the numbers will look like. I'll go ahead and put them high priority callback list first thing in the morning and get back in contact with them. And of course, they're not going to answer every time, but that's the first list that I hit in the morning. And then usually, not every time, but I would say it's pretty relatively high probability. I'd say like 30% of the time or so, you can get a sale. Be like, hey, Mr. George,
Yeah.
we talked for like an hour last night.
Yep.
I know you're having trouble finding your bank. Just seeing, were you around it now? And then cool, it's a 10-minute call, close everything out, and then you got your day off to the good start, and you've already made whatever $800 before before 9 a.m. Um, I always like doing that. That helps a ton. And I'm very much like, at least when I used to do this a lot, I'm very much in like the wheeler, just dealing deals out. Like, I wasn't really, oh, okay, if a sale didn't, if a client didn't close, whatever, on to the next. And that's all well and good, but definitely like if you've already done all the legwork, it's worth putting in a little bit of extra effort and just trying to close things out. You'll be very surprised at how many you can.
Hmm. Okay, cool. One question I did have with this also, is there a way to see break time as a team leader? So one of the things that Harry does for me, and it's helped a ton, is he screenshots the dials for the day around like noon. I'm probably gonna have him
Mhm.
start doing it like in the evening, but essentially it's like a snapshot showing the agents like who actually worked the morning session,
Yes,
like who's like working. So is there a way?
absolutely.
Yeah. Um,
So what we can do, there's two ways to go about it. So you'll have as managers,
uh,
you're gonna have all users. It only says right, obviously Moses right now because he's the only one with
mhm,
the dialer. But we can set it up so that me and you can see every agent's uh, call logs on here. So we can. It won't just be this. You can kind of have like an admin account per se,
yeah.
where you can see everybody's. You can check individually, like, okay, this person's been on, for 3 hours in the morning. It looks like they took like a 2 hour break during noon, and they're back on at 5 p.m. Whatever, something like that. Um, and you can get specific, um, break times and dial times as well, like an actual printout. You can do a rough, an estimation. Like, let's say if I saw this person's call logs, and he had a call at 1:38, 1:30, or 1:39,
Mhm,
1:45. You can get a pretty rough idea of, like, okay, he was on for about 5 hours. But
mhm.
um, if
I,
you want
I, I,
specifics, yeah,
yeah,
you can get a printout too.
okay. I had that, or I'd want to screenshot like a break times of everybody, like who has the lowest break time,
Yeah, you
and
can.
it,
So yeah, it'll pull up here,
okay,
down at the bottom. It'll
cool.
it'll total it up.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, that was a huge help for us to get everybody like moving, and just focusing on inputs.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think making it a recurring standard operating procedure that the VAs do, which is they
Hmm.
go in, they take a
Yeah. So, like,
screenshot.
right
Yeah.
here,
Hmm.
you can make it pop up on the center. My total
Exactly.
21 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah. And then like the VAs collect, like they go in, they see every agent's break time, and then they put that in either in a spreadsheet or whatever, but or maybe just do it from the day before, but essentially just showing like and then posting that as a sort of like leaderboard. If we were to do
Hmm.
that like every fucking day, for each cohort, right, or each class, so the VA, because my VAs are in my iMessage,
Hmm.
they're in like they have access to everything. So they can go in there into the group chat, class one, class two, class three, and they could I mean it's a lot, but they could go in there and post every day. So it's like
Hmm.
this becomes its own little pod of people
Right.
competing with each other. So um yeah, okay,
I
cool.
agree.
Yeah,
Yeah, we can definitely do that.
awesome. All right,
Um, so
cool.
that's
Anything else?
dialer.
Yeah.
Quick overview. I mean, I was trying to think if there's anything else in here. Settings. No, this doesn't. None of that stuff matters. My account. Um, oh, that's same shit. Appointments, obviously I don't have any appointments booked. Call logs, you can see, if you want to, I think I went over this stuff, but go over your bank objections, go over your, uh, oh wait, there's another, durations. This is another big one. I forgot to mention this. If you have like, um, this helps a lot as far as like training new people, or when people are doing their own self call reviews. Durations, like if somebody's struggling on intro, we can, you know, customize it so every call that was between 1 minute and 10 minutes, or every call that was between 30 seconds and a minute, see where they're
Mhm.
messing up on that. Any call that's less than 30 seconds, any call that's greater than whatever, five, or every call that's 20 minutes if they're struggling with bank. Every call that's less than 5 minutes for intro, etc. You get the idea. But
Mhm.
um, obviously, you need a lot of data to, uh, like there with just like one day of dialing, it doesn't really do much. But let's say that, like for their first 2 weeks, and they have a couple thousand calls to go through, you're
Mhm.
gonna get some common denominators.
Yep.
So anyway, that's just another thing, that another feature it
I love
has.
that. Yeah, that's really cool. All right. So anything else there? I'm gonna go ahead and stop recording for the dialer and the tools
Yeah,
demo.
I think
Um,
that covers it.
yeah.